welcome to 28 before 28, where I make 28 brews before my 28th birthday. And today I have a card that I've been like literally soaking in, and an herb that I've been really like. I love having this tea. Like, it's one of those teas that I've sat with and literally was just like, I can feel what you're doing to me right now. And I love it, love it, love it. So I'm really excited to get into it. So the card of the day is actually the Ace of Discs, or the Ace of Pentacles. I literally got this card also on my other deck as I was like shuffling for myself. And I was just like, this is so perfect. Like, oh, I love a good beginning. And the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Discs are all about the physical world. It's like literally about something new that's happening physically, like something that you can feel, touch, like a shift that is like here in this world. I love to work with the imagery of a seed for this one, just because it literally just like, it's as literal as a seed. You're given a seed and you're like, hey, you can nurture the seed and you can grow it, and depending on what you want the seed to be, like, you have to actually choose what kind of seed that you're planting. You can grow this into something, and there it is almost like a guaranteed thing if you commit to the process, right? So if it, like, are you growing a mint plant, right, or are you growing a mango tree? Those are two different things, and the timing, the nurturing, the effort requires completely different things for both of them, right? So that's kind of how I work with this energy. And also what I like about this is that the shift, it's almost like you can pretend to think that, oh, it could be something, but you'll never know until it comes out, right? Like, the ace is just the beginning. It's like, hey, you just literally planted the seed. That's it. That's just number one, right? Number two is when it starts to kind of like sprout and try to kind of come up to the surface, but it's not at the surface yet. So it's like germinating, right? It's like trying to be something, but it's still the resistance and the density of the physical world, of the reality that we're in here. It's still kind of like that. So that's when we get to the two. But the ace of disc is like an energy that I love. And I remember the first time where I was like super conscious about it happening was actually around a year ago. And I received the ace of disc. And that day just happened to be, there was an event that I was going to. And that event literally began my journey with like drawing and painting and stuff like that, right? So it was very physical, and it changed things in my physical world extremely. Like, because of it, I started painting. Because of it, I started making stickers. Because of it, I started, and things just like grew immensely. The herb that I got today is lemon balm. I have fallen in love with lemon balm so much, because it truly just does exactly what it's needed, right? It is so calming. Like, it is a stress reliever. And you know how like there are other drinks, for example, like with chamomile, that it's like almost sleepy like, because it calms you enough to when you're like, okay, I'm ready. This calmness of the lemon balm, it's not like I'm sending you to bed calm. It is literally just kind of like being present and breathing and just allowing yourself to feel, so that the emotions can settle in, kind of thing. It's like almost an acceptance, right? uh right, as an RITE. um and yeah, it just, and it also just uplifts you. I don't know, it's just perfect. Anyways, the the three, or the, what am I trying to say, the the label, the label talks about a few things here. It talks about love, talks about success, it talks about intuition, talks about happiness, and it talks about emotional healing. And I think these are really like perfect ways to work with this energy, because the way how it's been showing up for me, at least of how I've had this so far, is that I have finally have my office. So this is my new beginning. I've literally been working towards this like for a while now, and yesterday after I set it up, I was like, I'm so freaking grateful. I will show you the office at the end. So the ace also is like, it is the beginning, but it's also like, it's a long journey, right? And with this, because it is in the physical world, it requires you to do stuff day by day. Like almost every single day you have to nurture this plant. Every single day you need to water it in some capacity, right? And that's just kind of how it is. So in order for you to grow, so this is kind of like compound effort, right? Where like at the beginning you might not see that things are happening, but when you look back you're like, oh my god, that was monumental. So with this one, the way how it showed up is that with love, success, intuition, happiness, emotional healing, all of these yesterday, I was able to feel that just like kind of like sitting here and just having this space. Like literally, I was so happy, so grateful to have this space because this is my happy space. This is my happy, like this is literally my space. This is where I get to create. This is where I get to be, right? Where I get to like be here in the physical, and I've been working towards it, and you know the ups and downs of things, but this is something I value so much. So freaking much. So the gratitude that I felt, that like just sitting here and knowing that this is something I work towards and now it's physically here just lets me know how the process has been, right? Because the ideas was back then, right? Like the way how I felt about it was really a long time ago, but now it's being manifested physically. Everything is coming out, and this is like the last process of something, right? When it's like being like coming physically into the world, and this is just the start of it, right? There's still a 10-step trajectory or like a full suit trajectory, but this is it, you know. The calmness and the intuition part of it, I think it's about trusting yourself and also recognizing and giving room to reflect back on when you do kind of have a dream or something and you are looking forward to it and you're like, okay, I want that thing. A lot of the times, from the idea, right, from when you pointed to when you actually get to the start of something, that period, like that time period, it's completely different than when you're just like, okay, I'm gonna start now, right? Obviously so many things are in factor here, right? Whether it's resources, whether it's like the environment, right, the space, all, there's so many things that are influencing you, but trusting your intuition and knowing that what you like, what you don't like, but also knowing that you can go after something and it doesn't have to pan out exactly how you thought it would, but you never know how the world shapes things around for you to get that, right? And prepares you in a way that is in alignment with your self, with your true core, with your true joy and happiness and whatnot, you know? So that's kind of like the intuition part of it. The success part of it is that it is almost like a celebratory moment, and the gratitude and stuff like that, and being present in a space or in a place where you know that you've worked towards this spot, right? The success aspect is also, I think, it's a future trajectory in terms of like, this is just the beginning of something that you know that you're aiming at, right? But also you can see that if you made it this far, you know that there is still work to get there, but you know that it is possible. It is possible for you, like creating something from your mind, from the ethers, right, coming down all the way until it is physically being manifested right here in the world. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes consistency, it takes support, it takes love, it takes so many things, but also it doesn't take a linear time. Like literally the way it's been, it's like, oh, we're going on this journey, oh, let's go on this journey, oh, let's go on that journey, oh, let's go on this one, and then eventually it all comes down to where you are headed. But these are all things that you gather along the way. These are all skills that you build that takes you into that trajectory. And I really, 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 really love this about the physical cards or like the desk or the pentacles, is because it reminds us that a lot of our joys are experienced here in the world, in this world, like physically, like it's through our senses, right? And when we are tending to ourselves and tending to our dreams, tending to our joy, tending to things that actually feed us and nourish us, we literally live in a completely different world. And it's almost like it's harder for you to kind of like step into things where you are manipulated into being into a system that is no longer working for you or has never worked for you, right? And another thing about this, I think it's also about materializing something that is within you. It's like when the creation energy is coming out, right? It is like, this is you. This is a part of you that is being created right now, and it's being put out in the world. And I really, really, really love this. And I'm so, so, so excited that you guys are joining me through this experience, because literally, you have no idea. I have had, like, this past year, I had a desk that was like my all. Like, I did everything there. I did all of my painting, my writing. Like, I made sure that space was my creative space, so that I come here and sit down for peace. Like, I seek it out in this space. I bring it out in this space. And having that again, and having that space, is just reminding me so much why, like, some things just are, and it's by being, and you just have to be. And I mean that in terms of, like, literally, you just allow yourself to flow in who you are, and allow whatever your expression is, whether you're speaking, whether you're painting, whether you're writing, whether you're drawing, whether you're doing anything that comes from you, that allows you, this human being, to be in its most core self. That's winning in life. That to me is value. That to me is success. That to me is literally happiness. And these are all the words here. This to me is love too. Oh my god. Like, an act of love for myself, to make my dreams come true. Right? Like, I have aspirations. I have things that I enjoy. So why wouldn't I do that for myself? And this is the part of, like, creation that is, like, connected to the divine or the universe, is that you are working hand in hand with the universe, right? Like, the universe wants you to exist in a way that fits you, that allows you to be you without any shame and guilt, without holding back, because we need more of that. The world needs us to shine. The world needs some light. The world needs some joy. The world needs some unseriousness. The world needs some happiness, some laughter. It needs ease. It needs, literally, we need to soothe ourselves in a way that is healthy, and that is that can ricochet into the world. Whoa, I got scared for a second there. But anyways, so I will be having the lemon balm tea. When I tell you, like, this tea, it literally goes such a long way too. You don't need that much, but I love it. Like, I had this tea before, and I was so relaxed. Like, I could just feel it in my gut. I can feel it working, and just being like, relax, enjoy the moment. And that's kind of, this is what I think of this tea, is like, relax and enjoy the moment. Wherever you are, I know there are still places to go and places to be, but right now, right here, enjoy this moment, because you made it to a point that was only a thought at some point, or just a feeling, and now it is literally being manifested out here. And it's just the beginning, but good job. Good job. Another thing I want to say about this Ace of Pentacles is that you almost don't really know how it pans out, as much as you want to shape it. But actually, it's in this physical, when you start it out, it literally starts changing according to what is happening. And this is the part where releasing and allowing things to let go of your image, because things can be so much better than you anticipated. Things can be so much better than you anticipated, but you have to allow yourself to trust in the process. What does trusting the process mean? It does not mean to let go of your idea or whatnot, but it's to try things out how you want it, right? And then feeling which ones are actually the ones that bring you joy, or kind of push you into something, like bring you that excitement, stuff like that. And in that process, you see how things change. For example, in the past videos, like I was talking about me wanting to make drinks and sitting with the herbs and stuff like that, like I really, really wanted to that. And then with my new job, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make these things and stuff like that. But when I started going that way with my job, I realized that I was kind of like shaping it in a way that it was very rigid, when actually in reality, this makes me a lot more happier, makes me a lot more grounded, and allows me the room to be with the energy of the card, and to just allow myself to be. While at work, I don't really have that, because then I am trying to create something and I'm immediately wanting feedback from something, when I was like, that's not why I'm creating. I'm not creating to get feedback on anything. I'm creating to expand my own self, my own life, my own, like, sense of belonging in this world by understanding how this world works, right? That's my joy. That's the thing that keeps me going. So sometimes I like to restrict it in certain ways that actually don't allow me to expand how I want to, right? I want the freedom to just be like, oh no, actually that's not what I like. Let me just do this, you know? And then you just turn, and instead of feeling like that's a block, it just be like, no, actually this is more in alignment with you. That's why that happened, right? Or and then you find ways, and then, you know, and that's just sometimes how things work, right? Before, there was a time where I would think that any kind of rejection, any kind of resistance in some sort is holding me back. But actually, the more I realize where the resistance is coming from and how it is being physically how it appears physically to me, right? Whether it's people, whether it's physical environment, whether it is a place, right? Whether it is a even boundaries within like what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, right? Sometimes you realize just how restricted you are when you're trying to meet all these restrictions or respect them as they are, when in reality you're like, okay, like I respect it, but also this is what I want to do, so I'm gonna find my own way. And you get more creative with finding things that allow you to do that, right? And I was talking about that in the last video in terms of like the creativity that allows you to create things when you literally have nothing. You then recognize just how much you actually have, because everything we need is always available to us at all times. Everything we need in the moment, in that time, whatever we need is there. We just need to be attentive, awake, conscious, right? I feel like these are all the same synonyms to the same thing, but literally, and to be creative, allow that creativity to flow. So I hope you allow your creativity to flow. I hope you allow yourself to kind of come into new beginnings and be grateful for how they are, and also be excited for what they could be. Because you really don't know how this is going to turn out. And you might have ideas and things will change, but eventually it'll turn out into something that you might not have imagined, but something that is so aligned with who you are. So trust the process. Keep going. Keep going. You got this. I love you. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me. Oh my god, let me show you the office before we end this. So it's a super tiny office, but this is the space. That's pretty much the parameters right now. And you've seen it all. You have seen it all. And that's pretty much it. You know, this is my own space where I get to be. I get to be as loud as I can get, maybe, sometimes. And I get to drink tea. I get to do my little tarot. I do my astrology. I get to speak my shit. Paint my whatever. And enjoy. Oh my god, I also have my books up there. I don't know if you guys have seen that. And then I'll get to create in this space. And that's all I've been asking for. A space where I get to create, where I get to be my weirdo self. So I'm so excited that you guys have been joining me through this journey. This is Brew number 18. I love you guys. Take care, and until next time.